Let me show you what I got here. I'm doing oats this morning. I could have had bacon and eggs, but I'm trying to save them because it's cold. And I just soon save it as long as possible, I'm fixing to get my tea going. I got it on the stove right now. The stove I just built yesterday with 2 buckets I found and a piece of metal. I had the lip on it. I had folded the lip over. And then, of course, you see I put rocks around it, and then I put ash on top of it. It needs a good rain and some more ash, and I can fill in those holes better. And then it'll get a good draft, and I can work on the holes up here, get some mud packed down in there, and that'll make it a good draft so that when you get the fire going, it's just sucking in air, and it just has this one hole. That's the only hole in it. So I put my wood in there, and once the draft gets going, it'll burn good sized wood. When I just had a fire pit right here before I built this, and I couldn't burn big wood like what I'm burning right now because it would just sit in there and go out. There's no draft or anything. It's just laying on top of smaller wood that's burn up. It's already burned up before you even lay the hot stuff or the big stuff on it. And so it just wasn't going anywhere. But now that I got a draft, this wood will burn all the way to the edge of the metal and then go out. Or that's what it's been doing, and that's what it used to do on my other stove I built. It just burns to the mouth, and then it stops, and then everything inside is toast. There are no charcoals. Everything inside is burnt. So you're not wasting any wood. The only thing is it seems to take a lot more wood because it's so tall. I could take one of those buckets off because that's 2 buckets there. I could take one of those buckets off and get closer to the fire. I'm not sure if I want to do that yet, though, because, it still gets plenty hot. It just takes a little longer and more wood. That's all. So anyways, just give me a taste of what I got going on here. This is my food storage. I keep it covered with this. My dad gave this to me when the cops were standing there waiting for me to leave to carry all my stuff away. So I still have this thing. It hasn't been stolen yet. That's my fly leaf off of my tent, but it's using it for camouflage because it's green. My pee bottle. You don't need to see that really, but that's the way it is. I carry my pee away so my area does not smell like pee. Of course, my water bottles. One's empty. The rest of these are full. Of course, I like drinking out of glass, so I try to collect my peanut butter jars. That's the small one, but I got a big one there. It's got soap in it. It's being washed right now. And then, of course, I got some more that are around. Oh, well, they must be in my tent, which is a mess right now because I haven't pulled anything out. It'll probably take another week before I actually get around to it because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I won't be able to pull it out. I guess maybe I could do it today between church sessions. Got some more water there. I made this little ice chest with some styrofoam. I just lined the sides. And then in here is my eggs and bacon, and I even got some butter in there. Some trash bag. I just found this, some coat hangers, glass bowl that needs to be washed. Oh, there's my other jars. My soap. And this glass bowl I've had for a while. I found it also in the woods. One with that one. This one I just found. That one I found a while ago. So, new, old. Alright, and then these are full of water. Ketchup I just got to have money. And hot dogs. And I hadn't had meat in a while. The only time I was getting meat was when I'd go to church. Let's see. And here's my setup. I just got this table. Found it buried under the leaves. I just got that chair. Found it on the side of the road. Somebody was throwing it out because the back is broke. The inside right here is broke off this side. So I guess every time they would pick it up to move it, it would come apart. Of course, I got my wood stash, which I have to cover because it's fixing to rain tomorrow. Can't forget to cover it. And my tri-staff, which I need to practice. Oh yeah, I found this new shovel yesterday when I was looking for these buckets. I got that little bucket over there, little plastic bucket that takes my ash from my fire pit and from my, this is a rocket stove, from my rocket stove down to my, well, I mean, it's called a shithole. That's what it is. Alright, so I cover my shit with the ash. I guess that's like a lime, that you're putting on it. Keeps the bugs out. But that's really my goal, is to keep the bugs away. So, like, my sugar is in a glass pickle jar, which I found in the dumpster, but it just smelled like pickles, so I brought it home. Brought it back to the lodge, I should say. This is the lodge. I don't know what I'm going to do with this big plastic yet. It needs to be hanging over my tent, I guess. This tarp doesn't really camouflage anything, even though it's camouflage, because it gets a sheen on it when the sun's shining. It just is shiny, so it doesn't really camouflage anything. There's my shower right there, but it's not really usable for a shower. It's too short for a shower, and it's too heavy to get up any higher, really. I keep the rocks under it just so I can set my dishes down while I'm holding one. See, I can rinse it, and then it's also rinsing the whatever I have under it. And I need to use that glass. That's a glass lid under there. I need to use it for a plate, but I just haven't got around to it because I haven't needed a plate, really. I have a plastic one that I use for making my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And fire's still going down in there. Just kick these a little bit. See what's happening down in there. There you go. That's how you add wood. You just kick them in. You see, that took a whole foot. It just went right up in there. And a lot of times it'll just break off when it hits the back wall. It'll just break off and fold over, and then it'll allow you to kick some more in there. See how close we are to boiling. I don't hear it yet. We probably add some more wood to. Well, it's getting going again. I don't want to add more wood because I'm fixing to eat, and really I'm done cooking except for waiting on tea. That's the only thing I'm really waiting on. So whenever the tea's done, let's see, I got oats and a can of chili, and this is full of my tea bags anyways. And that's my oats. I'm just trying to keep the animals out, try to keep it dry. Same with the sugar. See, I just can't trust the raccoons. And then I just had some chili mac last night. I probably need to put some beans in water so I can have something to eat tonight. And a couple top ramens, for emergencies. Which actually I eat all the time, and my rice, of course, which you won't see raccoons really attacking. It's hard and crunchy, but I'm sure they would if they knew it was there, probably. Even though they've only attacked the top ramens so far, and I had a half a can of vegetables. I used half and then left the can out thinking it'd be all right. It's by the fire, they'll smell the ashes and burning and they'll stay away. No, they come right up and empty that can. They do not care about that. Alright, so I was just letting you see what I got here. I don't know how high I'll build those rocks up. I threw half of what I had away, or more than half. Because like I said, they were right here just as a fire pit. But I had to get rid of that because it just wasn't burning my wood. It was so low, you're always bending over. And now I can just stick my wood in down here and stand up to cook like a man. It's like I stand up to pee, I can stand up to cook. Alright, signing off. That's almost 10 minutes. Yeehaw. No, I'm going to give you a look-see around. There's a house right there through the woods. There's houses over there through the woods. There's a creek that runs all along the bottom of the hill right here. There would be one right here, but it just is dry. Only when it's flooding does it fill up. And you got to be careful because your shithole will fill up. I see something through the woods over there. I don't know what that is. Something gray. I have to go check it out. Not used to seeing stuff in the woods. Of course, maybe I just hadn't looked that way in a while.